Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Typocast. This is episode 2. Um, my name is Ubis, also known as Max. I'm here with these guys. I'm here with Johnny, Mr. Mayo, and Chip, Ethan. And we've actually got two special guests today,
I'm gonna fucking
Foxy
stab
and
you.
Freddy. Um,
I'm gonna. I'm gonna. Actually, this episode, we're gonna be focusing on the damage of being hit by an automobile at 123 miles per hour.
by Foxy and Foxworth and Freddy W. Fazbear.
Wait, did you just say Foxy Foxworth?
Yeah. That's his
I thought his
canon
last name was
name.
a pirate.
Fucking Foxy
No, that doesn't sound
Foxworth.
right.
It's like if someone called you Human Worth. No, Human Worth.
Yeah.
Human worth a human. Yeah.
I think I went to high school with someone with that name actually.
I can believe that. It's Minnesota.
Yeah,
Speaking of
Minnesotans, am I right,
five,
guys?
True, fucking hate those guys. Speaking of
What were you
five
gonna say?
crinkles,
Speaking of Five Nights at Freddy's.
I was gonna say five crinklies at Dinkley's, but I think I just got the name wrong.
Five
We
Crinkles at
we
Dinkley's.
recently had the hit release of Five Frinklies at Dinkley's. Ruin. We're gonna. It came out and we played it
It
and
did.
and we're gonna talk about it. And
We
we're
sure
gonna
are.
we're gonna ruin all over the place.
We're gonna ruin your day.
all over the place. There you go. Hey, nice one, Johnny. Nice one. That was good.
Wait, what
Thank
did he
you.
say?
He said we're gonna ruin your day.
True, we are gonna do that. We
I-
were gonna do, regardless of what we talked about, we were gonna pull that off.
Hold
Exactly.
on, wait. There you go. Nice one.
I appreciate it.
Wait,
Um,
did I miss something? Oh,
Oh,
you
I
used the
played the
fucking
golf clap off
soundboard
the
again.
soundboard. Yeah, I forgot you had it muted.
Yeah.
You're missing out on some cool things, which is kind of a shame.
I don't think I am. I'll be $1.50 with you.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Anyways, so what did we like predict? What did we think about Ruin like beforehand? I'm trying to remember what we talked about in the last Typocast. I recall that I said I thought it would be better than the base game. I suspected it would be sort of Resident Evil version of what Security Breach was, and that it would be better, but it wouldn't be as replayable. That was my theory. And I think I said that the
Well,
best thing it
also-
could do would be to just push the series in a new direction, sort of be a soft reboot for the story. Which
You also said something about it not actually like being tied to the base game story.
I did say that, you're right.
I found a little odd, I cannot lie to you, because from the trailer it was immediately tied to the base game story. So I have to question what was going on there.
Yeah, I don't really know why I said that. I mean, I think it's not really related to like I was kind of right because spoilers, by the way, for Ruin. If you haven't played Ruin, then I guess you're just ugly. But Vanessa doesn't appear in it. Glitch Trap. Well, he wasn't. Sorry, I mean Burn Trap doesn't appear in it, but he also kind of does. The form of Glitch Trap doesn't appear. The blob appears for like 1 second. So a lot of the deep lore of Security Breach, while sort of expanded upon, isn't really
Let's
like.
not kid ourselves. There was no deep lore of Security Breach.
Okay, well, yeah, I
It
was
was
trying to be
just-
polite about it, I guess. Yeah, the improv elements of Security Breach, the improv lore was more or less just thrown out in favor of a story that I think was pretty solid. I think The Mimic is a cool addition to the franchise, as someone else in this call probably thinks. Who I'm staring at right now.
No.
I'll swap over to the Discord view real quick so that everyone can see. Your name is Chef
Uh,
in this server, but it's over. Hold on, it's the Mimic in the other server.
yeah.
Yeah, and you've got the Mimic profile picture to back it up.
They call me the Mimic.
They call him the Mimic.
The Mimic.
I thought it was a cool, expansion. It was basically everything that I, would say for the whole like, oh, I don't think it's going to be related to security breach thing. I think I got it pretty accurate. And it was everything that I had hoped it would be as well, which was like A, just a good game, like gameplay wise, and B, just a clean slate for the story. Like it knew that it wasn't going to wrap up anything from Security Breach like nicely because, as we established, that was all pretty improvised. So it just kind of started doing its own thing, continuing what the books have been starting. And I think that was pretty cool. But I've been speaking a lot. What do you guys think?
I like that it finally introduced the Mimic properly instead of it being Springtrap cosplay, because that was stupid.
I agree.
Check out my Freddy Fazbear cosplay.
Speaking of hard,
Ethan, do you have any thoughts?
that's canon.
Um, ruined. Okay. So ruin is simultaneous. So okay, I don't. There's probably a rant incoming. Just a warning. My thing with ruin is I really liked it. I should say that first. I realized the way I was saying that sounded like I was about to just start shitting all over the game. I really liked ruin. In ways, it was what I was both expecting and hoping for from the base game. In other ways, I do think it has some detractions from what Security Breach had kind of established with its formula of gameplay. I'll get into that in a second, but I think overall, it almost feels like the most company way possible, basically them saying that the base game was in fact dog shit, and because it really is just, aside from a few things and obviously the characters and all that, it really does not feel it's not like Security Breach to me. I really do treat it as a separate game because it's just so, the way it's designed, the way it plays, the way the tone stuff, it just handles itself very differently. And at the end of the day, it still is, uh, you know, a Steel Wool produced Five Frinkles at Drinkles game. But I think if they continue with that amount of, if because it was a lot more polished, that's another thing that I was very happy about. It still has its share of quirks, but we're not on like Security Breach levels of, like, the game is still and later on I want to talk about that because they kind of fucked up the main game even further with the ruin patch. But yeah, it was a lot more polished story. While I have some issues with some of the world building elements it is established. I think overall,
You're breaking. Hey. Do the clap thing, man.
Huh? Oh. Hold on.
There it is.
Nice. Perfect timing.
I continue.
okay. But overall, the thing about, like, I feel like I understood Security Breach's story. It was just really fucking terrible. Is the problem?
Mm.
Ruin, I felt like there was like more clear motivation from the main character. She acted more. She was more responsive in a way that I feel like someone would be. There's some weirdness to Cassie's writing, but it's still obviously a horror game intended for teenagers, and like I don't know. Obviously, I think that some of that's just gonna kind of be inevitable, but like this is gonna sound super fucking weird out of context. But one thing I noticed when I was replaying it the other day, she screams a lot, like quite a few times actually.
I would
Play the
too.
same
Shatter
game.
after me.
She's a big fan of that. They reused a lot of the same screaming clips though, which is very immersion breaking. I cannot lie to you.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, I
You
didn't notice.
noticed?
The only time I noticed they reused this sound was the Gregory, are you there? That one got really grating.
I don't think they reused that one. I think she just said the
Uh,
same line.
Only
No, no, no.
because
I
of
mean when
the
they reused it, like for the
audio lure thing.
yeah, with the mini music
Oh,
man.
that the audio, yeah, the
Because
intercom.
then when I like started the game again proper, and like she uses that line at the beginning of the game, it was like which like it within lore it makes perfect sense, but it was also just like weird to hear.
Could have
Gregory,
had
are you
more
there?
options.
Hmm.
I could have had more options.
Yes.
Yeah, I think.
Speaking of that, that audio lure mechanic I feel like was underused a little bit.
I think I
But
agree.
I
um,
agree.
oh, and also the wind up music man. Uh,
I
I
Not a
like them
fan.
and I hate them
yeah,
at the
I
same time.
hated that section when I first played it, but upon replay, I actually like it a lot. It feels like I don't know. I just think it's one of the few areas in the game where it feels a bit more open to me, which I appreciated because you can kind of go at like taking care of the nodes at any order you want to. And I don't know. I just
Yeah,
appreciated that because they designed it in a way where you're still not like there's no way to cheese it, but like if you there's just like you can strategize a bit more. Like you can deactivate. Like I always go for the actually always go for the bowling alley ones first because and maybe this is just awful luck for some reason. Whenever I even dare put my foot in the radius of that area, they smell me. I don't get how that works because I thought they were scripted to be in one area until you called them or they saw you.
they
But,
should be.
um, I also like the I this is a small thing, but I found Wind Up Music Man in the base game. He's a silly little guy, but I think there were better options for Event Patrol character. I like that they kind of just channeled like, okay, what if there were? I think the idea of like hundreds of little things chasing you is like immensely scarier. And I also like all the unique designs they have. I think that's a very cool thing too. Melty face. He's a
Yeah, they
MFU
look like
Hmm.
man.
the ruined fellas.
Which makes me question even more why there's just a normal one in the vents in Fazer Blast.
Yeah,
He's
that
just
one
sitting there.
was completely unnecessary.
I feel like they
I guess
just
I don't even
were
really
like,
remember that.
yeah, it just really after the Freddy chase, it's just booga booga. And it's not even they reuse all the animations from and I'm not saying like oh so lazy because it's fucking DLC and it shows up once. I just don't get. I think part of me feels like they were like we've been having a lot of vent crawling in this and we haven't had anything chase you yet. So they just dropped it in right, like last minute and we're just like that'll show them.
Yeah,
It's really buggy too. Like you'll die if you walk near the spawn.
I had
That
to
is
on my
strange.
first playthrough, and yeah, it was like, damn, that happened.
Yeah, I just feel like they just tossed him in because why not? You've got the code laying around. Like for a
Mm.
mm, one thing actually. I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot. There's just
You've
I
got a
have
lot of opinions,
many.
I understand.
I've got many thoughts on security breach ruin. One thing I will say is this is probably the least threatening the animatronics have been, and that's really saying something because security breach, uh, the defense maneuver was jump on a table, and that's not to say there aren't moments where they don't feel or they do feel threatening. Like obviously the Freddy chase I think is a major highlight in that department. Um, but it's just because of the fact of how they work and just how I don't know if they're just extremely broken or if Steel will nerf them for some reason, but they don't chase you properly anymore. They just walk to where you were standing when Mexus touches you. Um,
Yeah,
I think that
I
takes
guess I
away
never really
some.
noticed that, but yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because yeah, I don't know. I just feel like that takes away some of the tension because you, and also they despawn when you look away from them long enough. Like if you go like behind a wall and look away, they'll despawn.
Mm.
And it just
also
makes them really.
they are for the most part kind of scripted.
Yeah, that's the other thing. A lot of the sequences are don't give Security Breach a lot of credit for its animatronic encounters, but I do think one thing that was kind of that made them a bit threatening was the fact that you never really knew where they were going to be. While they were technically still scripted because they were just scripted to spawn in spots, the risk of accidentally bringing one to you, at least the first time through, was a little scary. You're just kind of like, will there be one around the in Ruin? It just kind of makes it apparent when there's an animatronic, and it just kind of, I don't know, not as it feels like you're it doesn't feel like you're in as much immediate danger, but I do also understand that
Yeah,
like they were trying to move away from, and I'm not saying it even needed to be hide and seek necessarily, but I just think
hide and seek, the mimic.
um I don't know, it just feels odd how I and there wasn't really a moment. I even remember when I was first playing through, I got the Mexus jump scare thing and he summoned Monty, and first I was like, oh crap, he's like gonna run right into me, and he's just like taking a stroll. He's just walking in,
Yeah, I
and like,
kind of just ignored him.
That
I
is
was
what he
like,
sounds like. That's true.
Auntie? And he walked into a wall, and I looked away, and he was gone. So I can't say I was very threatened. I actually, yeah, like that's why I appreciate the sections where the animatronics are the actual danger, and not, you wear the mask for too long, and then booga booga. Um, there is now one slowly waddling towards you, um, and it just kind of that's one major criticism I have. It's scary when you play through the first time, but after that, it's really impossible to get scared again because you know what. There's no unpredictability. It's
Yeah,
that's in fairness, that's kind of just an issue with the games moving to this more story-driven format to begin with. Is there's only so much randomness you can put into a game while still creating a cohesive experience. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm just glad. One thing I was hoping for with Ruin is they'd streamline the level design a bit more. Because I was hoping they were going to use that to make the animatronics even more of a problem. Because now you don't really have space to run, so it makes not pissing them off crucial. But they're kind of just the punishment for wearing the mask for too long. Not really like the
yeah,
active threat. I don't know. I'm just very conflicted too because I think the designs of the redesigns of the animatronics are really good. I like them
especially
all.
Monty.
I like Monty's and Chica. I like Chica's a lot too.
Mhm.
I think I'll just say this last thing and then give someone else an opportunity to talk. One thing I will say about Ruin's gameplay as well, I do think it is an enormous improvement over Security Breach. It feels more cohesive and there's more stuff going on. There's just like there's actual mechanics and they are actually like utilized mostly, kind of.
Yeah.
I feel like I almost wish they did a bit more with those mechanics because, like, specifically, conduit puzzles are just baby puzzles, and I feel like there was
Yeah, they were
a
very.
lot of potential. Is like they try to do this like um you have to do the puzzle in time or get consumed by the
Yeah, there was
Monty.
the part with Monty in the sewer that was very cool and seemed scary at first, but then you realize he doesn't really respond much when you go
And
into
there's
the
the
water.
mimic. He slows down so you can do it in time, which
Yeah,
that's that's just like I don't know. It's very because I think that that's why another thing why I wish the animatronics were a more active threat. Like imagine you get through like you finally get all the nodes you've been like stressfully going around and trying not to get using the intercom, just kind of balancing it out. Then you have to quickly like you're doing like you go do the puzzle and all of a sudden you get seen and you just have to quickly rush to finish the puzzle before they catch you and there's no scripting that's gonna save you. You just have to hope that you finish it in time. I just feel like
yeah,
other because they don't really bring much. They're just kind of a thing to take time. Don't really do anything with them. And that's I could honestly say that for every mechanic, to be honest, which is unfortunate. Like we were already saying, the intercom mechanic feels very underutilized, and even even the AR thing, that surprised me because it's like a core element of the gameplay. It's still. I'll summarize my thoughts with this. It's a very DLC, and it's a very promising base for a full game, but there is still a lot of room for it to kind of improve, and I hope that they don't just do the FNAF thing where they drop all this progress in the next game and then just try to make something completely new.
yeah.
And yeah,
I would
sorry
like
that went on
some
a lot.
consistency.
Yeah. Oh, I also just remembered FNAF turns 9 in an hour and 10 minutes.
I was just looking at
Not
that.
a
Yeah, I was scrolling through Johnny's stories and I saw him mess up. I was like, oh, ain't that a
fan.
pip?
That, not a fan. Not a fan. Not a fan.
I'm not a fan either. I'm very much not a fan.
Dude, when
If I am
in
an animation,
a year from today, in 300, okay, well, 366 days, Five Nights at Freddy's will be 10 years old.
Yeah, I'm not a
When did the
huge fan.
Kickstarter? When did the Kickstarter for FNAF come
it
out?
was like June, I think.
Oh yeah, technically it already is. No, 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 no. My math is gonna ignore what I was about to say.
June 17th, 2014. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, technically, if we want to get all technical and whatnot, FNAF turns 10 even earlier than that. But its 10th birthday, the day
Mm-hmm.
it was birthed
The
out
day
of
that it,
Scott
that it,
Cawthon's
the day
womb.
that Scott Cawthon got on the operating table and had his C-section, and Freddy Fazbear came out
I
and
was
was
there.
released to the world and went. That's tomorrow.
That that's gonna be 10th tomorrow is gonna any anniversary makes me feel old, but 10th specifically will make me feel old when that rolls around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be able to say 10 years ago I was sitting in my hot ass living room and Freddy Fazbear was all like, "Or, or." I was back
So
when
we
I
all
was,
have that memory. He did that to all of us at one point in time.
of course.
Maybe.
Okay. everyone in our family has the Freddy Fazbear dream.
Huh?
The Freddy Fazbear.
Johnny just doesn't understand. Never mind. You know what? Never mind.
I'm gonna run you over with a car.
It's like what happens to Roxy in Security Breach.
Yeah, it'll happen.
I have FNAF brain rot. I'm sorry.
And you know how I
That's a
felt for the
lie.
last 9 years.
How old are you when
9?
you go into like what grade are you in when you're 10 or when you're 9, I guess?
I was going into 5th grade when FNAF had released.
Oh my, wait. No, wait, so
Wait.
were you 9 when it came out?
No, I was 10 when it came out.
And you were going into
I
5th grade. So
Yes.
FNAF Five Nights at Freddy's is a 4th grader now.
Hmm?
Five Nights at Freddy's is a 4th grader now. It's 9 years old. It's a 4th grader.
I started feeling old when it hit 5 because I was like, that shit is in kindergarten. It can talk.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
technically 8 when it came out because my birthday was. I can't count. 3 months away, probably. I don't do math, but I got an A, so.
Well, I got a D, which isn't enough in college.
Ah,
Um, it's just so weird because I think about the fact that like it's not like it's different from when like something I get into later it turns like a certain age. Like I'll just say this, that's the only example I can think of. Mario turning 40, like it doesn't hit me as hard because I got it. I got into it when I was younger, and by that point it was already like 20, math.
Hmm.
21, I think, when I played my first. No, I'm not doing that math right now. Anyway, but FNAF, I've been into it since it got started, and I like just to say that I've not only been here but been actively like interested in it for 9 years. Feels very strange and slightly embarrassing. I cannot lie, but it's just how it be.
5 Nights at Freddy's is a
Five Nights at
franchise.
Freddy's. Hey, speaking of um, FNAF related franchises, um, I'd like to segue into the segment of this podcast where we improvise a 30-minute long episode
30 minutes.
of Foxy and Freddy, which, for the uninitiated, Ethan, do you want to explain what Foxy and Freddy is?
So basically, first off, let's get this out of the way. This will be Max's final episode. He will be dead following the recording of this episode. Um, you see, being a neurodivergent middle schooler, you really like copying things you see. I used to be real into, you may have heard of him, small channel, only makes like $1 million a year. Um, for Mario Logan. I used to love that fucking guy. I would see those funny plush toys in his hand, and he'd be all like, Mario Logan, and I was like, haha.
He'd be
And
like,
then,
the N word.
yeah, exactly. And then FNAF plushies came out around the time I was getting into that channel. And I remember I bought a Freddy plush at GameStop, and I was like, wait a minute. Plush toy? There's other origins to this that go beyond this. I'm just simplifying it and dragging it out so this can cut into the segments. um, but I was like, I have a camera, and I'm currently holding a toy of Freddy Fazbear. I got a Foxy plush, and I was like, I've always envisioned Foxy's a fucking idiot. um, so I made my own little series called Foxy and Freddy. Um, Despite the fact that I made at least 100 of those fucking videos, only like two of them actually did anywhere near well. I just made them because I had fun making them. And the standard episode would be Foxy with his voice. That's literally just me going, "Hey guys, it's me, Foxy from the hit YouTube series Foxy and Freddy." And then Freddy, who's just my normal speaking voice, going like, "Foxy, you should kill yourself, methinks." And then Foxy'd be like, "Maybe I will." And so this series started in 2016. So the jokes were suicide, um, and swearing.
And
And
Ennard wanted to touch baby.
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
What?
Or no, Springtrap maybe. I can't remember. One of those two.
Oh, it was Ennard. You're right. You
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that's what I thought.
Um, but yeah, I just had fun making them, and it was a very great. Looking back on them, it was a great look into how my brain developed because you can see this like start where I was just like, haha, swear word, and then like by the last one I made, which I think the last one I ever made was in like 2020. I was like, this isn't really that funny, and yeah, the thing. Yeah, I have fond memories of making them because I have a lot of memories with another friend who also happens to be named Max making a lot of those videos. Um, I just have. It was always fun to think of an idea at school or something and then come home and just, just kind of make it. Um, and I don't know, it was fun. I look back on it fondly, but unfortunately, um, some tragedy. Um, So the
Purge.
bulk of the videos I made were uploaded to a YouTube channel that I only had through my school email. Um, and I have graduated. Unfortunately, when you graduate, they delete your school email. Well, they don't delete it, but they clear all the accounts off of it. So you can really just look at the email, and you can't send or receive anything. It's locked. I think is what I should say. Actually, they lock it. And they terminate any accounts you made that aren't just Google, like Gmail. And unfortunately, my YouTube channel was gone, and all those videos got purged. And there are no traces of it because, unfortunately, there aren't many Foxy and Freddy archivists out there who are bent on preserving all Foxy and Freddy media. But there was a lot of stuff. I'm very upset because there are a lot of videos that meant a lot to me personally not there anymore, and um, very upset about that. I'm
I
particularly
remember at the
upset.
time when you knew that was gonna happen, like leading when we were in our senior year, and I
I
was
didn't
like, "You
care at
should
the
back this
time.
up." Like, yeah, you were really like not even just apathetic. You seemed like you were excited. You were like, "I fucking hate these videos. They're so embarrassing." I was like, "I will regret it someday because I think these are funny."
Yeah,
And it's just like an
and
important thing to look back on, so I think you'll regret it. And you were like, honestly, man, I don't give a fuck.
and I've grown up further since
Right.
then, and things have happened, and I'm like, man, I don't know what I was thinking. Those were a part of my childhood, and I really wish I had not just let them get. Not that there's much I could have done anyways, because I don't really have the space to back up that many
Hmm.
videos, but I still wish I'd preserved the ones that personal value to me. And like there's not to say they were the highest quality, but I made a lot of those things. There's a lot of videos, and I made a movie in air quotes because I didn't have enough data on my phone to merge all the parts together. So I merged some parts and I'd upload them, and like it was like a 7 part movie. It was, it
Hmm.
was barely over an hour. Um, I don't even remember what the. Oh, that's how I put baby in. Because I used to be obsessed with. They had to be like an introductory video for all the new characters, which just was whenever I'd buy a new um plushie. That was the other thing. That was really the only reason I was buying FNAF plushies at the time. Because I wanted to add more characters to Foxy and Freddy. I remember for the longest time. Sorry, this is just turning into me talking about things. Not to sidetrack it, but I remember
You're
for a
right.
long time I wanted to put. I didn't have a Bonnie plush for a while. I remember I kept putting in this joke in every video that Freddy despises Bonnie just because he's hot shit.
Hmm.
Um, which did not age well. Of course. That little dynamic did not age particularly well, but um, yeah, I remember because I could never, because at the time online shopping was kind of just not a thing I did, so I had to hope I'd find them in the store, and they stopped carrying FNAF stuff in most of the places after like 2017. Um,
And so Chica, well, there was that like, was it a finger puppet?
it wasn't a finger
Pokemon?
puppet. It was a. There's these like keychain plush things you put on your backpack that I got for my birthday. At first, I wasn't gonna use it, but I thought it would be funny if Chica was just a little gremlin. Um,
Classic
and
FNAF. Well, those were the days, Chica being a gremlin. And I guess they were
bro,
made canon, but it doesn't feel the same, you know?
my Chica personality was oddly close to Glamrock Chica, and I'm not saying Steelwool owes me royalties, but I am saying my address will be put in the description.
I'm not saying I want royalties, but I would like a check in the mail at the beginning of every month with my name on it.
Yeah, but yeah, I considered this week maybe just for old times making one more, just to I don't want to say give it closure because it's not like it's been haunting me for like I don't go to sleep every night and hear Foxy in my head and just go like I gotta kill him. I gotta get him out of here. But just one more time. I don't know. I'll do it. I probably won't because unfortunately a sad thing about growing up into a sad little barely adult man is you get a lot more self-conscious about what you post on the internet. Even now, I'll post something and then about 3 minutes later I'll want to rip my hair out. So I don't think I have the confidence as a 19-year-old man to grab my very old Freddy Fazbear plushies and take my phone and go and sit there and shake them with my hand for took like an hour for me to make most of those and be all like it's me, Foxy, my best friend, Jumpy,
Have
Ribbit.
I ever
I
shown
remember.
you, Ethan, the channel banner I made about a year ago for myself that was Foxy and Freddy themed? I didn't end up using it. I opted
Didn't
for
show me that. What?
I opted for a plain white background with Comic Sans font. Um,
What
I
is
will
your
send it in the
fucking
Discord
issue?
now. What do you mean? What do you mean?
What is
It's
your
fine.
fucking age? Oh
Hold
yeah,
on.
I should address this before. Um, all the videos that were on my new channel, they're not deleted. I just unlisted them. So if you're very concerned about uh, Foxy and Freddy archival, um, they're that's not even the right Freddy. Welcome to my channel. What's funny is this is unironically what my thumbnails looked like when I first started
I
making them
know.
because I didn't have any editing software, so I just used MS Paint.
Yeah. I remember, well, no, because when you got really serious, you started using Pixar, and that was when
Yeah.
you made the group chat of like, hey, people who want to make Foxy and Freddy thumbnails.
Yeah, it was after. No, I didn't start using Pixar until. No, wait, maybe. I don't fucking know. Details. Point is, um,
Point is, the show was a 10 out of 10, better than Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, in my
No,
opinion.
it's a great. All right. Speaking unironically, um, obviously it's not good by any measure. It's, it's. I will say that I think it did help me find my own sense of humor because as it went on, I stopped just outright stealing jokes from SML and started making my own. And there is one joke that I made. I don't think it's uploaded anymore. It might be one of the lost videos. It's one joke I'm actually still proud of to this day, and I shouldn't really be taking credit for it because it was actually my mom who pitched it. But it's he looks at a floaty, but it wasn't like meant to be used as an actual floaty. It was like a floating coaster basically, and it says not a life preserving device. Do not, not a flotation device or whatever. And Foxy grabs onto it, and he's floating just fine when he grabs it, and then he reads that text and just immediately starts fucking drowning. Um, and I'm proud of that. I think that was kind of funny in comparison to everything else. Um,
It's
you know
so
what?
funny. I think I actually remember that shot playing out because that was that the one where you like there was like a pool in your truck or whatever.
We didn't have an actual pool, and my mom wanted to swim on her birthday. So we
Hmm.
had an old pickup. My dad used to have a truck that just fucking killed itself. So we filled the back with water and called it the redneck pool. Which, yeah.
Cool. I think I remember that shot though, like the you like showing that text and then the hard cut to him like reading it for a second and then immediately like flailing about in the water.
Yeah.
As do I.
Yeah. The last video that I can currently I forgot 2020 was 3 years ago. And this was
Friend.
3 days before I played Overwatch for the first time. 3 days before the end of it all. The last video I know this wasn't the last one ever made because it was the one I was just talking about because I filmed it on my mom's birthday. But the last one that still you can still watch if I send the link to you because it's unlisted is on June 27th, 17th, 2020. And fun fact about this, I'll send it to you guys just so you have a frame of reference. Um, the open one of the opening jokes about Monopoly, that whole thing, that was filmed when we first went into lockdown. Um, but I never finished the video it was part of, so I repurposed it for my hit video, Foxy the Superhero, which everyone absolutely loved. Is considered a cult classic.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ethan, I really like your replaying FNAF 4 playlist on this account, which has the two. It does have the two episodes.
Yeah, for some
Uh,
reason it auto adds like random shit that I've watched in here.
I see.
And I don't know why. A lot of this stuff was
Interesting.
yeah, all of this stuff I watched in like 2020. The only thing in here there's some stuff from later. But for some reason randomly videos I'll watch just go into this fucking playlist. Such as funniest
Interesting.
Overwatch moments of 2020.
Yeah, I saw that one.
I don't even remember watching that one. I don't. Yeah. Actually, it's time to say goodbye to the replaying FNAF 4 playlist.
No, don't delete it. Just unlist it.
It's too late. It's gone.
Oh my God.
No.
In the video, well, they're unlisted too. But yeah, yeah.
I'm screenshotting everything in here. It's gonna be preserved.
I don't care about that. I just don't want to add any more. I
Oh,
occasionally watch just dumb shit, and I don't want people seeing that.
that's fair. That's fair. We should make a second. Did you ever make a sequel to the Foxy and Freddy movie or no? I can't remember.
Started making one, but I never finished it.
We should all band together and make a sequel.
How?
You remember what happened in the first movie?
Do I remember?
Yeah.
I watched it before it got taken down. I think I was probably the last person to watch a Foxy and Freddy video. 'Cause I remember I watched it with
You never know. There might have been Foxy and Freddy fan 445 who's
maybe.
fucking. They didn't even know
Yeah,
about the
I
most
remember
recent
watching it with
trilogy.
Eve one night, actually. I don't
Why?
remember what happened really. I just remember that baby gets introduced and there's a lot of shit that happens. Was this might have been a different video, but wasn't there like a scene where they go out and they're like, "Oh, you got to go investigate a murder scene," and then you just showed like actual roadkill in like the forest behind your house.
I don't know. I don't remember that. I don't think that was that one, but I do remember it as similar. There was like a dead possum.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
that
that
might have been a
wasn't that.
different
That was
episode.
something else. That was my sister
Okay.
was
I
home,
remember that.
and we
Yeah, I
were
remember that she was in it.
yeah, and we were like, and my mom was like, it would be kind of funny if you just investigated a random animal corpse, and I was like, that is a kind of funny idea. Not thinking about the implications of showing a corpse of a possum. It wasn't a possum. It
To
was a
an audience
raccoon, I
of
think.
exclusively children.
I mean, it's not the worst thing, but yeah, I wouldn't have done that. But eighth grade, I think it was eighth grade. Yeah, it was because that was when I was literally like living in that park. That was the best era for making those videos because I had a whole outdoor set at my disposal that
Hmm.
wasn't just like a cramped backyard. Um, but no, the
Damn,
movie I
I didn't
do.
realize your mom was such an executive producer on this series. That's
She
crazy.
pitched like three of the classic ideas of that fucking.
Well, so far it seems like it was three of the funniest ideas.
I mean, pretty much. She also pitched the. I don't know if you remember this one at all. Um, she pitched. Um, there was a video where. God, why am I blanking? It was a video. Basically, it was the one where they go to the park, but there's a joke in that video that my mom pitched. Um, there was the. I really doubt anyone here remembers this, but there was a joke where because Springtrap takes Baby to the park, some unoriginal, and she was my mom pitched an idea. It's like, what if when she has to get pushed higher on the swings, he just fucking throws like launches the swing into the air, like doesn't even push it, just like throws it into the air. Um, and I was like, that's fucking hilarious. So I did it, and then the swing got tangled top,
Tangle.
and I got yelled at by park security, which was really funny. Um, but yeah. Oh, we'll say you definitely do not remember this video. But so I don't know how many people remember, but the videos were like March 2017 were like unbelievably inappropriate. Like it was just jokes that a seventh grader should not have been making. Um,
Was it racism?
no, not well. Actually, the set yes, no, not like actual straight up racism, but there were a lot of stereotypes.
Yeah, they got that SNL
I
incident.
remember El Chip's character was a little interesting.
Oh,
Was it? I don't remember
Yeah,
because
you did a funny
probably.
accent was all I remember.
Oh yeah, I think that was the only joke I made, and no one ever said his name. They just called him like Bob or something. I can't. There was some dumb joke
Mm.
with him. Oh, that was when I was starting to lose steam. Um, but I also used to have this thing where they all needed to fill in a stereotype, and that was like acknowledged. It wasn't like a like Freddy's stereotype was the straight man. Foxy was being a fucking dumbass. Um, Springtrap just really wanted to kill people. um, Ennard was a rapist.
That classic stereotype that we're all familiar
Yeah,
with in children's
that good
media.
old
Yeah.
stereotype. That one where he goes ass.
Yep.
But they used to be like one stereotype was I think it was Mangle used to just be a drug addict. I don't know
Oh,
why. I don't know why I thought any of this was funny. It's just. But yeah. But anyways, one day my family found. Well, my sister found the channel and started watching some of the videos, and obviously
Oh,
being being of intelligence and thinking, hey, maybe a seventh grader should not be posting this incredibly offensive content on YouTube.com, especially the YouTube channel connected to their school. Um, she didn't even yell. She was just like, she was like cool about it and just like helped me rework everything so it was less inappropriate and helped me film the. There was a video where I acknowledged in universe them changing their stereotypes. It was like a counseling for Mangle, so she wasn't addicted to drugs anymore.
oh.
We
oh my
changed
God, I do remember that. I remember that.
I think I
We
do.
changed it to coffee instead of
I
drugs.
had no idea that was the lore. That's so funny.
Yeah, it was very funny. But yeah, we reworked all the characters and then, uh, yeah, I was. Oh, I do want it. I'm sorry. I realize I've just been talking a ton, but you keep giving me personal material to talk about. This series is my first ever success. My
One
first
might
ever
call it your
big.
magnum opus.
I still think Foxy and Freddy would be a great comic series.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a thing. But I did have Foxy and Freddy did have one breakout success. It did have one for my channel size. It did have one very popular video. Um, it's a classic called Foxy and Freddy: The Tornado.
Mhm.
Oh, what?
I do not know why that particular fucking video popped off as hard as it did. For some
It
reason,
got like
I remember.
a couple 100,000 views, didn't it?
Yeah, it hit like 20,000 views before it got taken down.
Oh, oh.
For my channel size, and at the time, that was like the first video I ever had, so I was excited about it. I remember I posted it and I was like, yeah, it's gonna get like 5 views maximum, and I'm gonna move on to the next one. I woke up in the morning, it was like 250 views. I was like, what the fuck? And there were and I thought it was bots at first. I was like, fucking whatever. They're gonna ask me if I want a free possum or something. Um, but no, there
Look
were
in your
real people
backyard.
commenting, and they were like, uh, this is great. This is the best video I've ever watched. There were genuinely comments that were saying it's like the funniest thing, and I don't get that. I was like, huh, kind of. And I already set it up so there'd be a big series too.
And that was when
The
you got
whole
your
the,
taste for clout.
that was when I was like, time to make Foxy and Freddy the Tornado 2.
Mhm.
All the joke, the entire bit of the series, they were stuck in one room. And that area that I used as their little tornado shelter. By the way, story of the episode, the series. There's a week long tornado coming. It's extremely powerful, and if they're outside, they'll die. So they have to huddle into a tornado shelter for a week, and hijinks ensue as they. So it might surprise you that there's not much material to work with in a confined space. Um, Not that I had good material to begin with, but I extra limited myself with that. And that room that I used as their little tornado shelter was not a room. That was the bottom of the stairs leading up to my attic.
I
Yeah.
did not remember that. That's sick, dude.
Yeah, that's why there's a random set of stairs. I was like, oh, it's the stairs into the basement. That's why there's stairs. Um, But yeah, the jokes were either characters get annoyed with each other or, oh no, random debris from the tornado just falls down the stairs and slams into one of the characters. Um, I don't know if you remember it, but when I moved, I rebooted it so it would make more sense as to why they suddenly jumped to a new house in the middle of a fucking tornado. And um, see, at least in the old one, I had the stairs to work with. That was just in the corner of my room. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now because I don't want to talk anymore. I'm gonna. You know what? I want to hear your guys' reminiscing on the Foxy and Freddy franchise. Let's.
I've been
Um,
waiting for you to ask. No, sorry, Johnny. Go ahead.
I don't remember. I like
All right, then I guess
the
I'll
series.
go.
I remember Foxy and Freddy voice chat. I think that's how I met Max.
I believe that. Yeah,
Interesting
that
time.
was.
Uh, there was that other guy, Ethan, the other Ethan guy from Instagram. He
Oh
was.
yeah,
Uh,
that
man,
era is so hazy to me. I was in a lot of Instagram group chats at the time, and a lot of the people tended to overlap. So I have like vague memories of people when you'll say their name, like Jules or whatever. Was that a person?
Jules World. Uh,
Offie Jules World. I remember he was a guy in
no,
that circle
the
for a
funny
little
thing
while, I
about
think.
Jules World is that when I was younger, not related to Foxy and Freddy, but FNAF in general, I was a big fan of those All My FNAF Drawings videos, which I'm
Hmm.
sure you're already aware because I sent the Happy Tricks one videos a few days ago.
I used to watch those
And,
too. I meant to say that when you sent those.
and I found Jules World, his videos on those. And then later, I got Instagram and met people in that general FNAF community, like Mason, Ethan, the other Ethan. And there's Jules where I was like, holy shit.
That guy. That
That
fucking
guy.
guy.
Anyways, I didn't mean to get us off topic. I just remembered that. We can talk about Instagram drama yeah, off the Typocast. Um, I've got a qualm I'd like to share with you, Ethan, and I think that it's
Oh,
it's
the Foxy. I know. Is
I'm
it
gonna
before?
no,
Can I
shut the
guess
fuck up and
before
let
you
me
say
no
it?
no
I just
no
want to guess
no
before you
no.
say it.
Okay,
I know what it is.
no, guess.
Okay. Is it going to be the time that I said we were going to collab on making a video and we never collabed on making the
Yeah, it
video?
fucking is. You said
I
like
knew
nine
that.
times that we were gonna collab. First, it was the Freddie and Baby go to Disney World, and I was gonna
Okay,
voice
in my
Michael
defense,
Mouse.
how the
No,
fuck was
no,
I
let me
supposed
speak.
to
I
pull
was
that
gonna
off?
voice Mickey Mouse, and I was gonna have my moment in the Foxy and Freddy cinematic universe, and that was gonna be cool and sick, and I was gonna have that moment. But no, then you didn't. You canceled that. And then I tried to write the script, and you were like, "No, that's not very good." And I was like, "Okay, whatever." And then you polled. I don't know if you remember that you polled your Instagram for ideas for Foxy and Freddy videos. And I wrote you, "Okay, Johnny. Now that's not very funny. Now that's
That
not
wasn't
very funny at
Johnny.
all." Okay, well that's even less funny then. You polled your Instagram for ideas for Foxy and Freddy. And I stepped in like your shining white knight, and I said, "Here's an idea, Ethan." And you said, "Wow, I really like this idea. I bet I still have it in my notes app. I bet I still have it. Hold on, I'm gonna try to hold on, Foxy." Okay, I looked up Foxy. The first result is a note that I made in November 25th of 2021. It is one sentence. It just says Foxy and Freddy. This time it's terminal. In parentheses, Foxy gets cancer. Anyways,
I don't think that was the idea that you were referring to.
that's not. I still have it. I still have the note. December 10th, 2018. I had 3 videos. You only really cared for the third one, which was a two-parter. I will list all of them anyways. Idea number one. These are all gold, by the way, I'm sure. Body swap. Foxy finds a mysterious insert any object here. I couldn't even be bothered to come up with an object for Foxy to find. Foxy shows it to Freddy, and when he hands it to Freddy, they switch bodies. Hijinks ensue. Awesome idea. Number two, Foxy the genius. Foxy somehow becomes a genius by watching a
I
bunch
already
of
made that
DIY
one.
by watching a bunch of DIY videos on YouTube and gaining their advanced knowledge of the universe.
I made that one. I made Smart Foxy. That predates that idea by like a year and a half.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
well, you never told me that back then, Ethan.
Well, you're not a true Foxy and Freddy fan because you would have known that because that was like
I guess I'm not a
it
Foxy and Freddy head. You know what?
got
I'm
it
not
used with
because you know what?
CPUs.
I guess I'm a fake fan because the creator is you know what? It's true what they say. You should never meet your heroes. The
Yeah,
third
fuck that.
idea, which was the third idea was the one that I remember you said you were actually going to make. It was a two-parter. The animatronics start to go missing for a mysterious reason, and Foxy, Freddy, and Baby try to find out who took them. Part one would be the setup and them looking for leads, ending with Foxy getting taken when they were out looking for clues. Part two is their plan to get kidnapped and find the criminal, who is revealed to be Springtrap, who stole them to get views for his YouTube prank channel.
Surprised I didn't actually go through making that because that sounds like something I would have made.
Yeah.
I- Actually, I do know why I didn't make it. Max, do you realize that to tell a good mystery story, you have to be intelligent enough to string everything together in a cohesive way, even for ninth grade Ethan standards?
And we were both babies. That was not ninth grade. We were not.
You said it
Oh
was
shit, we were in
2018,
ninth
right?
grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, that was ninth grade.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I feel like I was a baby back then. I guess I was kind of a baby in ninth grade.
It's true.
Yeah.
December 10th, 2018. Yeah.
Yeah, that was ninth grade. It was pretty. It was halfway through ninth grade. That was before the
Friend.
incident.
The
Um,
incident.
There are a
there's
lot
no
of
incident. That was before it predates the I Hear Laughter days, which became the new thing you guys made fun of me about after.
Yeah. That was good.
I hear laughter.
You know what? You acted like you were upset about that, and then you were like, "I'm so fucking excited for you to play Bendy, and I'm gonna make a compilation of you screaming that." And then you didn't.
Yeah. I actually started it. I don't know why I haven't finished it yet. I might do that before I have to go back to school.
Editing
No,
the
it's, you don't actually
takes
have
a
to. It's
while.
fine. Don't worry
I'm
about
gonna
it.
do it. I'll do it for you,
No,
buddy.
it's fine. But hey,
Do it for you.
listen, pal. No worries. Don't even trip, dog.
I insist. I do not stress. I will do it.
Hey,
You
hey.
you can rest your
No
leg.
judgment here if you don't. No judgment here if you don't. Really, don't even worry
And I
about it.
appreciate that, but I'm going to. So like you don't
All
worry.
right. Well, if that's your choice, then that's okay. It's not okay with me, but that's okay.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I just think the world needs to see it. I think
This
the
is
world
going to
needs to
take
see
us into our third segment of the podcast today. Would you rather?
Would you rather make a Max loses his shit compilation, or would you rather get laid?
Um, can I do both?
No. In
No.
fact, there's a significant chance you're gonna have to do the Max one anyways, because
No.
yeah, that's how I felt.
Well, I'll have you know, I'll be in England in a week. Oh shit.
Well, I'll have you know that, Cassie, I hope you get this message. I'm trapped here at the Pizzaplex, or what's left of it. Sorry, anyway. Would you rather? Max, you'll lay it on us, my amigo.
So I'm on r/would you rather right now,
Okay, really
and
bad start.
well, it gets better because I sorted
Okay.
by controversial.
How would you
Oh,
do that?
So so we're gonna do r/would you rather controversial results.
is
Question one: Men, would you rather take it up the butt or beat up a homeless person?
I, okay. Well, this
7 upvotes, 62 comments, and actually a pretty even split.
this one is a pretty
Um,
okay. I would have more fun beating up the homeless person.
Yeah.
However, legally, I don't think they want me to do that. So I think there's only really one option, and it doesn't say who you're taking it up from. It could be, I don't fucking know, number one crate from Freddy
could be
Fazbear's
some.
Pizzeria Simulator.
Yeah.
Oh, I suppose. Ethan, thoughts?
Okay, so I would have a moral dilemma about having to beat up a homeless person, and also I'm gonna be 100% with you. I thought the choices were take it up the butt or beat up in a homeless person. Um, so that's I was very concerned about and that's why I got so confused when Johnny answered. So he's like, I feel like I'd have more fun. um, okay, but I would. I'll have to agree with Johnny. As funny as it would be to beat up a homeless person, I'd have a moral dilemma, and it doesn't necessarily specify that it has to be full, unless it does specify it has to be a full, a full session. It could just be.
A
Oh,
few seconds.
there's actually a description. I just realized. Okay, so there's actually more context here
Oh,
that
fuck.
might change your
Oh,
answers. Option one, you will be tied to a bed and railed by a hung basketball player. Good
okay.
start.
Oh,
Option two,
okay.
you have to pick a nimble looking homeless person and beat them up bad enough to be hospitalized. You won't go to jail.
Oh, look,
Wait.
that's so easy then. Obviously, I'm gonna beat up the
Yeah.
homeless person until he's almost dead.
Yeah, I'm beating up the homeless person. That's like the
Holy
easiest.
shit. Oh my
Okay,
god.
you need to listen. Listen for a second. First off, it implies that they're gonna try to fight back. So if they get their shit rocked by me, that's a skill issue because that should not be happening. Second, I,
Second, I hate the homeless.
I well, I also would
You want my
not like to be
inside
tied to a
lecture?
bed and have my private
I
area
agree. I agree.
uh, torn apart. So.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not like they're dead. They're gonna get hospitalized. It's gonna be the best meal they'll have.
Yeah,
That's
giving them a bed and
Yeah, it's
I would
shelter
gonna
and food.
it's gonna be
Um,
dead for them, but I mean they're already
so
kind of at
so
rock
you would
bottom.
hospitalize a homeless person so that they could have a really good hospital food because it's
yep.
better than the shit they're eating off the street. You're
Well, I'm
saying,
not
okay,
doing it because they get the hospital food. I'm doing it because it
That's
prevents me from
worse.
being violated.
I see.
Um, but
Okay,
that's
That's
just a
fair,
bonus
and
for
I
me.
agree. So,
that's fair. Okay,
I just want to know why they thought of that. Like, what was? I think they have a fetish. I think
you
they
know,
have a
man,
fetish.
I was wondering too. This is an interesting one. This is a six-way would you rather, which I don't think
oh,
is really a would you rather.
That's not. Yeah,
Which
that's not really how that works.
which disorder would you rather be forced to live with?
autism, because I already
I'm
have it.
going to list them in order of what I believe be, best to worst, and rather than the order that they have presented them in. Um, OCD, autism, dyslexia, dementia, schizophrenia, or pedophilia?
Excuse
Okay,
me?
well, this is gonna be really easy,
It's the one we
exponentially
all
easy,
already have.
because it's the one. Yeah,
Well,
but I am already.
I gotta pick autism because I have lived with it for 18 years. So
Yeah, I'm kind of already 19 years ahead of this question. I'm already,
Would
already.
you guys believe that pedophilia is the third least picked answer?
huh?
What is the first least picked answer? Out of
Dementia.
curiosity. Okay.
Are you using
Dementia followed by schizophrenia.
man? I mean, it's Reddit, so I'm not surprised,
Yeah,
but I'm
It's
still
true.
shocked.
Wait, so that means there are people who said they'd rather live with pedophilia than any of the other ones.
correct.
That
Exactly
that's crazy.
35 people of the 745 people who voted.
What percent is that? I was never very good at math. Let's
Too
see.
much. Anything above 1%. 1% pedophilia rate
Anything,
is not a good rate of.
anything above 0%, I think, is probably
Yes.
not ideal.
It's no, I did my math
How
wrong.
many
Hold
voters did you say there were? 720?
on. 745. Hold on, I'm doing the math.
It's on my.
It says just under 5%, 4.6%.
Okay,
I think
but
all
it's
those
smaller than I
people should
expected, but
consider
that's still
suicide,
more
to
than
be
it should be.
honest.
Yeah, I agree with that.
5% of people who looked at this post said, "I would rather be a pedophile than have OCD."
Or even
Wow.
you put pedophilia before autism. Like, yeah, it's got some problems.
Man,
There's some quirks that come with it, but like, you're telling me you genuinely rather diddle children
Hmm.
than be autistic. That concerns me. It's not like those are
Reddit
the only two
users.
choices. You could have picked at least dementia. You're gonna fucking die. You don't have to live with it for that
yeah.
long.
It's true.
So
You get to listen to a silly song all the time.
yeah, exactly. You get to hear wah, 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 wah. So let's hear this next one. I'm very concerned now. We're already going into an interesting.
Um,
Yeah.
oh my God. Okay, this one's cool. We're just gonna
I don't think
roll through this
Shit.
one. 410 votes. Would you rather have AIDS? Does anyone want to guess what the second option is?
Would you rather?
cancer.
I could not. What?
Would you
Testicular
rather
cancer.
have AIDS or have autism?
Do they just hate us over there?
Seems like
I
it.
guess.
I mean, it's incontroversial, so maybe the majority of
It is
redditors
also
are.
Reddit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually, this is a small thing. I remember one time when I still like looked at Reddit and actively participated in like threads that weren't in the Five Nights at Freddy's subreddit. Um, I found one. It was like some video of an autistic kid having a meltdown. I hate that word, but that just the only
Mm.
term that comes to mind. Um, but uh, yeah, and like a significant portion of the comments were, "We should kill all tards."
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, and they weren't getting downvoted. They weren't controversial. They were all like top comments. They're like, "I don't understand why autistic people are allowed in society." And I was like, I think it'd be kind of funny if you got ripped in half. I just think that'd be a little silly, a little prank.
Yeah. For clarity, I wasn't
Anyways,
laughing at the story. I hope I didn't laugh at anything terrible. I just saw a really funny would you rather.
well, let's hear it.
So, this one I think was a rather apt question to ask of Reddit. Would you rather spend 2 hours a day in therapy, or 2 hours a day masturbating to porn and playing video games? Option one: you must speak with a therapist for 2 hours a day and dive into the hard topics as often as necessary. Option two: you get to spend 1 hour masturbating to porn and 1 hour playing video games every day. Guess which option was picked more?
Oh, would it possibly be spending 2 hours masturbating and playing video games
You
every
got
day?
it. You got it.
Yeah, that sounds
It's
like
free.
Reddit.
It's for free therapist. And even if I didn't want therapy, I'd still take that option because at least then I wouldn't be a complete fucking loser.
Therapy is $5.
You
You
guys
guys
see
see this
this
shit?
shit? Therapy is $5. It's actually more like $150. Therapy is a bit overpriced.
If your card declines, do they just kill you?
No, they start messaging you at night.
I think he got taken.
They'll be like, your father doesn't love you.
Your father doesn't love you. Five Nights at Freddy's will never love you.
Favorite
So
game
many of
reference.
these are just horrible, like body horror stuff.
Like, would you rather have your penis ripped off by a jaguar, or would you rather have your entire arm mangled by farm machinery?
Well, one of them is, would you rather have a vagina in your ass or have a catheter that is hooked up
What?
to an ant farm? I don't even want to finish that sentence.
You already did.
No, there was more. No, it went on.
How much worse could it have
How much
possibly
more
gotten
could
beyond
you
catheter connected to an ant farm?
I don't want
No, I want to hear it. Come on.
to. This is again not really a would you rather. I just find this one sentence funny. You are offered 5 girls in parentheses Silent Hill themed. What is Silent Hill themed mean in this
Are,
context?
are they just nurses or
Is this
what?
like Pyramid Head or what? Like
They
what?
like are
What
they
is this?
are they like 3 polygons?
Yeah, that's a little interesting.
Is that the only option? Or
You're offered 5 girls Silent Hill themed, 18 plus age. You can only screw one. Who would you rather pick?
Redditors need to
I don't
just go
know.
outside, man.
You know.
Particularly during a severe storm.
What kind of question
Yeah.
is this? Would you rather have all video games but Skyrim or only own Tomodachi Life? What?
What? I guess that's targeted to the people who really like Skyrim and Tomodachi.
Well, but
Wait,
you
no,
don't
that
get
doesn't make
Skyrim in
sense
either
because you don't
option,
get
though.
Skyrim either. Yeah.
So what? Who are you? Who are you making this
Who's-
question for?
And Tomodachi fans still just survive because they could just pick the all video games
Yeah,
but Skyrim option. Unless there's a
it's
Tomodachi fan who's an enormous fan of Skyrim.
yeah. This is a very
They still
flawed
have
question.
Tomodachi, so they're good.
Yeah, they only lose one thing. They still lose it, and I didn't even consider that. They still lose Skyrim in both scenarios, so it's just, would you rather have Tomodachi in other video games besides Skyrim, or would you only rather have Tomodachi? What kind of fucking stupid ass question?
I'm finding that a very strange amount of these are like, would you rather this really awesome thing happens or Russia
Or
wins the
this
war against
horrific.
Ukraine? Like more than a couple I've noticed. Like this
Actually,
one, no
rather hit
childhood
the.
cancer or natural disasters or free healthcare in the US, but Russia wins the Ukraine war.
Or
Wow.
something like cancer is cured, but every time you go outside, you get sprayed by a skunk.
Even if there are no skunks in your area, you just get sprayed.
It's just it materializes for one frame and just. Did I ever tell you guys about the time in 7th grade that I googled what is the frame rate of the human eye?
What's the frame rate of the human? I think I've Googled that in fairness. Like in middle school, I've Googled that.
What is the answer? Out of curiosity, what did it even tell me? Actually, perfect timing for that skunk joke because it actually smells like there's one outside.
Right.
What is
Or
the
your
fuck?
brother's just having a lot of fun right now.
Why would you say that?
Hmm?
Why would you say that?
I don't know. He
Like,
likes to go to parties. He's a party animal, you know.
he doesn't like to go to parties. He's been to a lot of them.
Oh, okay.
Fucking hate
Between
parties.
30 and 60 frames per second. Wait, my
No,
eye
that's
is
not true. No, no, no.
unoptimized.
No, that's not true. Hold on. It's like a
Oh wait,
hundred something or 200 something.
some maintain that it's not really possible for the human eye to perceive more than 60 frames per second. And the human eye see, no, it says 30 to 60 frames per second.
Huh.
How many FPS can a dog see?
Is my dog optimized?
I mean, it's more optimized than
Converted.
human eyes, apparently.
Hmm.
720 frames
Right.
per 700.
What about birds?
Holy fuck!
They look like
Not
they're
read.
going at 2
70
frames.
frames per second.
That one. This one's just
Oh,
mean. This isn't. This also isn't a would you rather. This is just your ideal partner is a 10, but they have a stutter. Would you still date them?
I'm gonna
Yes.
say
What the
no.
fuck? Seven people still
Reddit,
chose no out of 275 votes.
Reddit is
Why?
fairly people.
It's so mean. I feel like they have something against, like, people with stutters.
Seems like it.
So I'm starting to think it might be a benefit if you stop using controversial
Yeah,
tab.
probably like top of something.
A lot of them are just either horrific maiming of your body or stuff that isn't even a would you rather. It's just, are you a piece of shit or are you a decent human being?
Okay, yeah, I saw one about autistic people, and I think I'm done now. I'm not gonna say it out loud because this podcast will get
No.
taken down.
Let's hear it. Send it at least. I need to see it.
Okay, well, I just hold on. I just stepped away from.
I bet it's gonna be something like, would you rather get laid or
Or be
kill all
autistic.
autistic people?
Oh, oh my God, you made her bald.
Didn't do that. Oh.
That was my reaction as well.
Oh no.
I like how they present these
So
options as if they're
it's
gay,
like,
or as if they're both bad shit. Oh my God, wait, hold on. No, I didn't say that like it was in a bad way. I wasn't saying gay as in like it was a bad thing. That's not why I said that. I
it's
promise.
it's
I'm tolerant,
it's an,
guys.
it's just it's just
It was a misinput.
like, calm the fuck down.
Calm the fuck
Presenting them as
down.
if these are the only two worst case scenarios. Like they didn't think, oh, what if it's like, would you rather have a child paralyzed from the neck down, or anything like that? They're just like, no, would you rather have the most common disability or your son and or daughter like same gender?
Same
Oh
gender.
no, what
I
a
also just
fucking
saw this
travesty.
one. I saw this one. I thought it was funny.
I'm actually letting Reddit name
Chungus.
my baby. Why would you put Chungus down if you didn't? I know that's the joke. They want their to name their baby
Yeah.
Chungus. William, John, Christopher, Chungus.
If
Wow.
you were if you were a
John.
peasant in the 14th century, which language would you rather speak? Both of the options are I can't read.
That's funny. See, stuff like. Also, I realized I like how you said that it's like I'm not gonna read it because I don't want this to get taken down, but then you still read it, basically.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, on accident.
Oh, read it, get it? I already read it.
But dude,
I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read.
yeah, no, because
Um,
the like hot posts are just kind of boring. Like they're fine. Like, would you rather earn $1 for
Oh,
every step
bitch.
you take, or $100 for every 2 hours?
huh.
Which, like,
It's not
the
even a
answer is obviously
question.
$1 for every step you take, but
What
yeah, they're just kind
about?
of boring.
Take more steps, and that
That
option
would
could be
encourage you
dependent
to exercise.
if someone's in a wheelchair.
What do you? Would you rather go to hell or heaven? Why? And why is
Well,
hell the choice that's picked more?
Maybe people
because
want to.
Max,
Because
you may know that's not the
his
life
age was
insurance
there.
you
They
can
know
read.
that's
Well, I
you're
was
right.
thinking it's because there's that meme that everyone shares of
Oh,
like,
oh wait, okay. It would just okay. In the comments, he elaborates. Just be there for 30 minutes and see everything, and someone explains everything about heaven or hell. No torture or anything.
but then heaven, you just get
Then
to go to heaven.
I would want to see hell.
Hell is far more interesting, especially when you spend 2 years thinking of concepts for it.
I just want to know like how fucked I am when I do. We're all gonna be there, and
How
we're gonna have
much can I get away with?
our next typo, our final typo cast will be recorded in hell. We'll just hear like screaming and like crackling
I
of
mean,
brimstone. And I'll just
part
be
of
like,
it is
"Yeah, guys,
already
what's
in
going on?"
Bermuda. I don't know if my mic is picking it up, but there are tree frogs screaming outside. So,
You can
I
hear them.
think I'm already there.
All right,
I like.
I guess we can close this second episode of the revitalized Typocast with another would you rather that I found. Um,
Oh God.
would
Rather.
you rather get $2 million but everyone is able to read your mind, or eat a really good cheeseburger?
I'd rather eat a
Um,
really good cheeseburger.
I think I
yeah.
would too. I would rather eat a really good cheeseburger. Also, apparently, so would 5.22. Wait, fi- oh no, that's 5,223 people out of 700,000 votes, or 7,000 votes. Jesus Christ, I'm illiterate. I'm a 14th century
Um,
peasant. Anyway, um, th- wait, okay, never mind. Hold on. I actually have a better one. I have a better one to close it on. I'm sorry. Would you rather have a free house, free food, and every single one of your basic needs completely covered for free, or have an army of 1,000 loyal dwarves who will do whatever you command? That's fucking
uh,
awesome.
Well, also, couldn't you just command the dwarves to like build you a house or like go to work for you and make you money so you can just pay for it?
exactly.
I guess.
And also, if it's a lot of them, you designate them. You have some go do your job, and you have some of them clean. There's like, you're like, hey, you,
Just makes everything
dwarf
easier.
number 25.
Now, technically, I
It's
think that
just
we
like the
do
minions from Despicable Me.
Yeah,
so
you have a little underground hovel for them to live in.
it doesn't
I
say anything about cloning or breeding them, so you can make more.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do they put
You're going
restrictions
off of
on it?
Minecraft logic here.
No.
I mean, we don't
You're
know how
assuming.
dwarves work.
Yeah, I guess we don't know dwarf science yet. We haven't figured that out, but
Maybe
we're
they
getting
lay
there.
eggs and they have a gestation period. What if they just come out fully sized dwarves?
I think we
No
probably
like
do.
development. They just already know.
They reproduce
Like dwarf
asexually. They just mitosis.
yeah.
I'm picking the dwarf option. What
I
about you
think
guys?
Yeah, obviously. What other option are you picking?
I can pass up
Gremlin.
free housing and free food for the rest of my life if I can.
Also-
Even after midnight, they duplicate like a gremlin.
Right.
Also, I'm confident someone picked that answer because they were thinking of female dwarves and they're like, huh, short
Oh,
stack.
Yeah.
So
No.
I'm pretty confident that was a factor in someone's decision. I just think it'd be fucking hilarious to have an army of dwarves.
yeah.
I agree. Well, anyways, thank you everyone so much for watching this episode of the Typocast. We hope you enjoyed. Uh, Baba Booey.